Oh, this light isn't bright enough. Wait, am I audible? Can people hear me? Let me turn on my light. There it is. Also, there's no music. I wonder why. It's kind of sus. Is there music now? There it is. Yo, can y'all hear? Let me hear. Right, Parasite OP. Anyways, yeah. So I don't know how many people. Oh, it looks like the desktop audio is coming up quite a bit. How's it sound, man? Oh, this is today. Also, my roommate gets to debut his voice reveal.
Hello.
Hajime mashite. Yoroshiku onegai shimasu. Right, you know the good stuff. But you know, roommate face reveal at 100k subs.
Woohoo.
So, it looks festive. It was not planned by me, evidently. I woke up to this. So somebody came by, one of my friends came by and surprised me while I was asleep. You're taking video of me streaming? What the heck, man? No, I'm kidding. But yeah, it was. I mean, I guess they were sneaky enough to not wake me up, but it also makes sense since that's a time that I'm usually sleeping. But anyways, it is a coffee stream, so I will partake in coffee and make coffee at some point. But actually, we'll do that right now. This is, you know, these sorts of things turn into like mukbangs, and it's like, okay. I'm just like, bro, yeah, good friends. You right, Holly, you right. But all right, let me pull up the stream chat on my tablet real quick. Yeah, it seems like not that many people are around today, simply because, you know, I know how it is with like classes, lots of students, you know, in this audience, which is totally fine. Hello, Haruko, Noel, Kit Kat. I'll say hi to everyone who's commenting. John, what's up? Coda, and Javi. All right, let me turn this down, and I will remove some of the balloons. I put them on the floor next to me, and I will commence my consumption of my breakfast. For the first time in forever, I have an assistant to help me move things, so I don't actually have to go off camera, which is kind of insane. We have the same birthday. Yo, happy birthday, Tetra Galaxy. Hello, Shane Fernandez and Venetia. Oh, there it is. Okay, so first thing on our menu, I will consume this first. It is faux garlic bread. So I have toasted the bread, buttered it, and poured garlic salt onto it. But yes, oh, it's Ron as well. Madonna, Bach again. Thanks for all the birthday wishes, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna eat my bread. I also have to ASMR since the mic is up here, right? And the bread's crispy. We will be making coffee soon, so fear not. But Eric Wang, hello. Thank you. And thanks, Noel. I appreciate that. Oh, this is also supposed to be like a Q&A. Oh, I suppose I should also say, right, because this is also the 1 year anniversary, you know, birthday stream. Thanks for 1 year, guys. Like, you know, it was like 6 days ago, and so, you know, but like, it's still a little bit crazy to me that we've made it this far, or that I've made it this far, and, you know, I've spent like a year on YouTube. Like, what the heck? Hello, Fonzie. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Garlic bread's where it's at, man. But yeah, I feel incredibly blessed and lucky to have the audience that I do, simply because, you know, there are many people who try a long time on YouTube and don't make it, you know, and I've grown quite a bit this past year, and I'm very happy with how things are going. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Garlic bread. Good stuff. I suppose it is Scott. Yeah. Thanks, Meeks Duo. I appreciate it. And today, I'm not doing AeroPress today. I'm doing a V60 pour over. So it'll be interesting. We'll see if we'll finish at the same time. But I'll come shortly after I finish my bread because I'm hungry. Thanks, Benji. I appreciate it. Ooh, you'll do V60 too? What method? What method are you using? I guess this is turning into a mukbang. Everyone's just watching me eat. This also can be, you know, a Q&A, guys. Like, you can ask me questions. That's the point. Oh, thanks for stopping by, Third Wheel Productions. I really appreciate it. There is. Oh, I've already. This is premium content. This should be behind a paywall. That's what I'm talking about. But also French press. Okay, hobby. I suppose that's perfectly adequate. Because perfectly adequate hobby. Anyways. I can display my first presents of the year. Also from my roommate. What a sweet guy. Y'all should thank him for being in existence. He's just like awkwardly standing in front of the fridge, like ready to like help me out. But oh, this is my dorm. But don't tell them that, because I don't think I'm supposed to be doing commercial things. This is not for profit. This is not for profit. I don't make money off of YouTube. What are you talking about? But oh, you don't know what name the V60 method has? It's all good. It's all good. Junk. Thanks, man. Thanks for your kind words. I really appreciate it. But all right. First present. Where's these socks from Rebel? It looks kind of like we were both like kind of like, what is this? Because the print online looks better, right? There's supposed to be like chibi holos all over it, but like kind of hard to make out, which is okay. We're doing the mismatched socks today because this was the gift from last year, which are chibi ReZero characters painted on the socks. So. Yeah, there's the foot reveal for everyone who wanted it. What are those? What are those? Anyways. I hope y'all are satisfied with my current antics. Chat is very quiet today. I feel like this is a result of not streaming on a weekend and not streaming on during the summer. That's okay. I haven't streamed in a while. Dude, it's been a hot sec. Like almost a month. What have people been up to? Are people watching any new seasonals? Yeah, rep school. Rep school indeed. Yeah, well, or not, I haven't streamed in a while. That would probably explain it. Yeah. You know, what are people up to? What are we working on? Are we still playing piano? I hope we're still playing piano. You know? We're watching any new anime? Not failing out of class, hopefully, you know? School has become your anime time? Oh no. Get your priorities straight. No, I'm kidding. You didn't hear it from me. WattKeys is a pro education. You know how it is. You know how it is. Sugoi. We finished the toast. Which means it's time for the coffee. Coffee des. Komi-san, years later outside of Japan. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, you might have to boil the water again. Yeah, because the temperature's dropped. Priorities aren't set straight. We'll enjoy cake in a little bit. Yes. First, allow me to introduce us to our coffee for today. It is a dark roast. The blend, or the company that I bought it from calls it the Sumatra blend. I don't know where it's from. I think it's an African coffee, but it is a darker one. So I like my dark roast more than my light roast. But I do like light roast because it's got like, you know, the fruitiness to it, the acidity. I'm just throwing buzzwords, but I do enjoy every now and again. But for my birthday, we're going with dark roast. Got 30 grams of coffee because I want 2 cups, and yeah, the animation to Komi-san is very good. Sugoi. Next, we have our cup and our V60, our Hario V60. Today's methodology is Tetsuya Kazuya's 4-6 method, whereupon, excuse me. Oh, I'll need to scale as well. That's all good. And I will move this balloon. Oh yes, these are also my REM coasters. So, the good stuff. Thank you. I won't need that. Yes. But, practicing Homura, let's go. Billy Z, thanks. Do I drink coffee without milk? I do drink coffee without milk. I like my coffee black. There's another coaster, I suppose. Or the oven mitts are like over there. Excuse me. But yeah, okay. 4-6 method. 40% of the water in the first part of the pour, and then 60% in the second. The first one is split into 2 pours. Thank you. Arigato gozaimasu. We're supposed to be Japanese here. No, I'm kidding. First part of the pour is split into 2, right? Depending on how you do that ratio, you get like a sweeter or a dang, it's like stuff is just sliding around without me having to do anything. What the heck? When I did my last coffee stream, I had to like run around grabbing water when I needed it. But yes, we drink it black, we take it black. But yeah, so 40. Depending on how you split the 40%, you get more sweetness or acidity. And I'm thinking that that's probably because of how the bloom goes. And then the second part is you split that in however many pours you want. The more pours, the stronger the coffee is. I don't know how that entirely works, but it does, and it tastes good. Because I can't do the James Hoffman method because I can't get my even coffee bed. But anyways, practicing merry-go-round of life. Very fun. That's good. That's good. I'm glad you're enjoying your time playing the piano. And man, piano life. Wambo, what's up, my man? Thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that. Can you hand me my thermometer up there? We have to get the water temp because we're pros, I suppose. Thank you. What are we shooting for? Since it's a dark roast, I'm gonna go for like 90 degrees Fahrenheit, or sorry, Celsius. Excuse me. We're like 99, so we'll let the water cool a little. Apparently we don't want to over extract, but I also don't want to go too cold because then we'll under extract. You know how it is. Oh wow, it's Yuvin. Hello Yuvin. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Oh, this is also like medium coarse ground. I appreciate it, dude. Wow, so many people popping in. Stopping by, Hayashi, thank you, I appreciate that. I feel old now, because I'm an old man. I'm just like, you know, well, what the heck? It's kind of strange to think that my first year of like, or at least in the States, like official, like adulthood and like legal adulthood was spent doing YouTube during COVID, you know? That's like kind of weird, you know? And now like my life trajectory has like slightly changed, which is crazy. Will Antonio Zappelli, what's up? And Bill and FN, I'm supposed to be doing a test at school. should be doing that test at school. Piano 6, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yes, this is one of the best drinks. I won't say definitively that is the only best drink, right? Because I like my milk teas. But ooh, we're at 94 degrees. Sugoi. A few more minutes. 11:30 p.m. Dang, that's like 12 hours separation from me. Because we're EST. You're watching me drink coffee, watching me brew coffee first. Who's Caleb? I don't know who Caleb is. You tell me. Man's reached his peak moment. I suppose we have. Wow, we got 22 people watching. Appreciate it. Beyond the Keys. What's up? Thanks for the birthday wishes. I'm still afraid of the day when you will actually review my playing, but that's okay. When you get to me and call me out for being a fraud. No, I'm kidding, but it's all good. It's all good. I'm about to make some garlic bread right after this coffee. Favorite milk tea flavor? I like the original stuff because milk tea is good. Hipster whale stream when it's 2 a.m. your time. Good stuff. Thanks for stopping by, even though it's 2 a.m. at your time. Y'all are so committed. I really appreciate it. But it's time to start a brewing. So I'm gonna do so for the bloom, since it's 30 grams, I'm gonna do 80 grams of water, and then we're gonna go up to 200 grams, so 120 on the next one. So there's 45 seconds before each one, and then we'll split the last pour into 4. So, all right, here we go. I'm not very good at this yet. Like, my technique is quite lacking. Like, I accidentally just poured up to 100. And so we will have a more acidic cup of coffee. But that's okay. Watch your reviewer brew the coffee, what can I say? It's kind of funny, because I didn't expect, like, the channel to become, like, a review channel. I also don't exactly know, like, what is the, perhaps the formula, right, for success on my channel, in the sense that, like, the Watt Center performance videos, like me reviewing things, tend to do better, but they don't necessarily do better, right? But I feel like I'm at the point where I'm just making videos that I want to make to a certain extent. You know, there's a lot of stuff that I've recorded, and I'm putting stuff out that I want to put out. We're going up to 200 grams now, or perhaps even a little bit more. There it is. And like, I don't necessarily like or want to keep reviewing things that I've already talked about, because I don't feel like that's very educational for you guys. So precise. I'm not like, I'm precise in theory, but like not precise in practice, because I'm not good enough yet. Like, if you can see, there's like already a little bit of doming going on in my coffee bed, which is not great, but that's okay. And we'll go up to 300 this time. I need like one of those gooseneck kettles. I'm kidding. I don't. I'm pretty sure it is the same. But oh, the reason why I chose the Tetsuya method, and Tetsuya is a 4-6 method, is because it doesn't require you to like stir or like do anything, because I can't get the even coffee bed because I suck. But yeah, I feel like I like making videos that I enjoy to make, but I also like making videos that I feel like are beneficial for people. And so it's like striking the balance between things that I think will get lots of views and things that are better for my audience as I deem it, since a lot of you do come to me for some sort of piano advice, or watch me just for fun talking about other people. I don't know. So that's why the classical reviews have been a little bit stronger in coming lately, or will be soon if it hasn't become more apparent already. As for the rest of this month's upload schedule, I'm not too certain on what I want to do. Going up to 370. Oh, I went to 380. Oops. And I didn't say oop. But I'm not sure what I want to do. I might even just take 2 weeks off from uploading videos, or I'll just stream again. Not sure exactly what I want to do for streaming. Whether I want to do some reviews or like watch the CPC, because I haven't watched that yet. So I mean, we can all watch Katyn together. That's all I gotta say. We might actually do that, but yeah, there was a Watson performance. Wait, no, I played this last week. There's a Watson performance coming in 2 weeks, and then one more after. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know what the people like, or what the people want. Oh, we're 380, so we're gonna go up to like 450 or 440. There it is. Yeah. So, Katyn, my man. But yeah, it'll be a good time. I don't know what the people want. People just tell me what they want me to review, and they're like, yeah. Sometimes I don't want to review those things, but sometimes I do. So who knows? All right. All my videos are enjoyable to you? Thanks. I really appreciate that. I feel like I'm as close to like in terms of like just like any piano and like classical piano, I'm like kind of a variety channel without actually going into like doing like very many live things. 506. Watson in Performance is a dope series. I'm glad you think so. It's weird because like there are some channels that like make their living off of like reviewing other people and like, you know, do really well, like vocal coaches. I think there's a like large audience for that. Lots of people do that, or not lots of people, lots of channels I feel do very well doing that. But you know, it's like this isn't just, you know, me reviewing. This isn't just me teaching. This is also me playing, which is I think the kind of interesting mix, because you get to, you know, kind of see if I'm really where, qualified. I like that word, to talk about everything the way that I do. So, look how many subs I get from being different. Yes, I appreciate your analysis and kind words, kid. Because I mean, there's, again, I keep saying, and honestly, I think at some point in the near future, especially since it's been a year, I need to sit down and evaluate exactly what I want out of YouTube, right? Or my strategy moving forward and stuff like that. Oh, can you take this? Just because I don't want to pop a balloon because it's hot. Ooh, arm reveal. Whoa! I also did not think about how to dispose of this V60, but if you observe even a little bit, it is quite even. The coffee bed is quite even. Maybe get a paper towel so you can like cup it. But yes, so this is why I do the 4-6 method. But anyways, I like playing. I like doing things, but I also, you know, like teaching, and so who knows where the future will lead us, because I'm not as a perfectionist as like other people at like the top level. So you have a masterclass on the Sunday. You have no idea how masterclasses work. Masterclasses work by, oh, you can go into garbage. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Love you. I said that live, so now it's cemented in reality. How masterclasses go is you'll show up, you'll play for the teacher, and then the teacher will tell you what they want you to change, or basically give advice. So if you practice well and you practice a lot, then it'll be very interesting learning experience, right? You'll get new ideas, and you'll get exposed to like new ways of playing, or like different types of interpretations that you can then incorporate into your own, right? But if you don't prepare well, and the teacher, again, this happens more so with like younger, you know, like high school, whatever, when kids don't practice. You don't prepare well, then the teacher ends up telling you what your teacher told you, and then it's like, bruh, nobody's having a good time. But anyways, this might be a bit hot for me to drink at the moment, but it is 2 cups. This is also why I got this mug. Oh, it's quite nice. I'm happy with this today. I feel like I can't get consistency yet because I'm not good enough to be consistent, but Alright, is it cake time? Yeah, keiki desu. I'm taking some spoken Japanese, so I need to try as much as I can. Arigatou gozaimasu. Oh, there's 2 layers. 10 years of hard training. I've finally be able to play Still Dre on the piano. Oh, yes. Wait, fork, right? Fork goodness. You feel like being a variety music channel is really great because you can execute all of them well from performance to reaction videos. Also helps with figuring out what you want to do. I suppose that's true. You know, it's weird because like I want to do all of them. Right, so I like having that sort of flexibility, but also sometimes, you know, arguably there are things that I could do that are better for the algorithm and stuff like that. But I suppose I'm in a niche enough niche with enough of an audience that, or enough of a real like fan base that wants to watch my stuff, that I can do stuff like this, right? And I'm happy with where the channel is. I don't need 100,000 subs yet. You know, it would be nice to get there one day. Nice to get to 1 million, but like just again being able to like meet the people. Thanks, man. Meet you guys at all and hang out at all. Have a Discord and you know, really begin to teach some of you guys too. Right, not just through videos, but like private lessons as well. It's like crazy. But okay, we have candles. We don't have anything to light them with. Woohoo! So I guess we'll just stick them in to the cake, and I'll pretend to blow it out. I don't know. What's the play here? What does chat want to see me do? Eat a candle? No, I'm kidding. But okay, why is this tape being finicky? Yes. Alright, I'll just have 1 candle. We'll go black as we usual. But cheers to the coffee, you Javi. I hope you're enjoying yours as well, because coffee's always good. Kohi desu. Hi, sugoi. Arigato. Eat the candle. Yes, thank you, Pure Water, for the affirmation. Alright, let's move this here. Dang, I get to sit. Thank you. Yes. Thank you, bro. I appreciate your birthday wishes. Play. Music theory is its own beast. You know, I think one of the reasons why I don't know if I'll go into or would want to go into music after I graduate or like do stuff again, you know. Oh wow, these cake things. Okay, do you want to finagle it? Oh, it released. Oh. There it is. Whoa. To my friends the other day, the other cake in the fridge is also cookies and cream. Is there tape? What was I saying? Yes, music theory and like most things music, I feel like you have to learn. Or I feel like most things in life that you really want to like sit down and educate yourself on. I'm ruining the cake. Oh, there it is. It's like you have to want to do it, right? And then it becomes like good and enjoyable. And sometimes it feels like making things too academic might stifle some of that, which is why I spend a lot of time on WattKeys trying to be motivational, or some time on WattKeys trying to be motivational. Cake and coffee. Share cake? Share cake? Dang, I didn't even get this cake. I woke up and a friend who got me all the balloons while I was sleeping apparently dropped off the cake too. So, yes. here we go. Oh, I will be sharing it with my roommate, who's standing behind the camera awkwardly and just like not talking. But you wanna get a plate? How big of a slice do you want? This is early morning cake. Well, it's not early morning, but it's like early for us since we're both people who like to sleep in. What do I do about the Oreo? You think I can split the Oreo? Nah. Oh, it's a soft Oreo. Apparently I heard the other day that if you cut all the way to the bottom, that you're not getting married. So I'm cutting all the way to the bottom because I don't want to deal with that. And that's why I'm still single, guys. Not because... No, I'm kidding. It's one of my server memes. Yes. Watt's roommate really is just being a firm out there. Love you, bro. How much? This?
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, you can't show your face until 100K. Because that's the... You're helping me out in your own way. Get what? Girlfriend? Yes. Onegaishimasu! You cook, you clean, you make coffee. What more could you ask for? You play piano, you powerlift, you know, you can breakdance sometimes. You do the pen spinning. He's YouTube famous. Oh yeah, I forgot to put this in. Yes. There we go. I don't know if you can even see the candle. I'm like wielding the knife dangerously because it's black, but it is right here. I'm gonna make some, pretend like I'm blowing out. Ooh. Oh, we're gonna sing happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday, dear WattKeys, happy birthday to me. There we go. Should I like sing Fly Me to the Moon and get content claimed? Grafter91, hello. Thanks for tuning in from Singapore. You have the same cake in the fridge? What the heck? Piano is the only partner I need. Yes. Oh, have I divulged what I've named my piano? My grand, not my keyboard. But if I have not, then I've definitely said it on Discord. Whoa, that almost pitched and died. But all right, allow me to remove this from in front of me so that I can both eat my cake and drink my coffee. Ah, there it is. Thank you. But yes, what more could you ask for? I can do it all. Except hold normal conversation, but that's okay. Thanks for coming by, Ron. I appreciate you and your time. All right, but cheers. Happy birthday to me. It's pretty good. And some good store-bought cake. Because it's nice and moist and the cream's not too dense, you know what I mean? Like sometimes when you get buttercream frosting, it's a little bit like thick, but cake looks nice. Yeah, is my piano a grand or a baby grand? It's a baby grand, I suppose. It's like 5'4". It's definitely not 5'8". I think it's 5'4". I forget. Whatever. Really get weird. But yeah, this is it's very nice. You know, for my brother's birthday, I made a baked Alaska for him. And the thing with baked Alaska, the cream, the frosting is Italian meringue. So it's essentially like marshmallow, but it's like meringue type frostings or like a little bit more, or just like lighter. And I enjoy it better than buttercream or like Swiss meringue buttercream or whatever, right? That's the thing, I think. But yeah, anyways. It looks like I'm going to be consuming a lot of calories today. Oh yes, because wait, Fly Me to the Moon is in Squid Game as well. Yeah, I haven't seen any of Squid Game, but last night when I was taking my bath, I was looking for "Fly Me to the Moon" from Evangelion because I love Frank singing it, but I also like, I forget who Rei Ayanami's voice actress is. That's pretty nice and soothing too. So I was gonna listen to it, and then like all these like Squid Game, "Fly Me to the Moons" came up. I was like, okay, I guess it's back. But my man's eating the Vita cake. I am, Kisune. Thanks for stopping by, my dude. I'm drinking coffee too. With my cup sitting on top of a Rem coaster, as it ought to. Yes. From Redbubble. Anyways, this is sort of anime merch that I get these days. Lifestyle, right? Lifestyle. Yo, next time, Rem on the Forks too. No, I'm kidding. Don't watch dubbed. I don't watch anything dubbed. I watched it dubbed in the original language. I'm kidding. That wasn't good. You just finished your finals? Congrats on finishing your finals. Hope you're feeling okay. If not, then just chill with me because it's a mukbang now. Get a Rem piano? I should. Put stickers on my, digital. Thanks NF Music for the birthday wishes. Really out of place question. Oh, all questions go except for the ones that I don't want to answer. Oh, Mans is really balling out. Watch it dubbed with subtitles. Watch it dubbed in another language and subtitled in the original. What am I currently studying? I'm currently studying physics. Not that I'm very good at it. I should do this every Friday. Yeah, the viewership's not bad. I just can't get up in time, And I also have to set up my kitchen table for this. It was a little bit of a hassle. But what would I even call this series? Eat with what? Breakfast with what? Coffee stream, coffee chat. Like a mini podcast. Thanks for stopping by, Hipster Whale. We appreciate it. Yeah. Well, I feel the chat needs to be a little bit more active because I need to respond to things, right? Unless I come with prepared topics to like talk about or like just like go on and on about, then I need chat. But what am I eating? I like that. What's my opinion on that? Everything has already been done in music. Thanks, Jack. Appreciate your birthday wishes. What's my opinion that everything has already been done in music? I feel like one, I don't necessarily think that I've heard that opinion expressed very much in my life before. But two, I think there's always going to be more stuff out there. Watts in the mug. Yes, WattKeys mug. There's always going to be more stuff out there, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's aesthetic or that people like it, right? So yeah, like even like we have the Western music is like a 12-tone system, but like what if you do stuff that's not in those 12 tones? You know what I mean? But does that necessarily mean that it's aesthetic, or is it? I guess this becomes like a question of like, are we attuned to? Like I was actually having this discussion last night with a friend who's a bassist, electric bassist, and plays some guitar, and we were talking about how he's taking like a class or whatever, or took a class about like, do we like dissonance, or do we not like dissonance because of a cultural influence, or do we not like it because it's innate, right? And apparently it's like kind of split. You don't like, researchers don't really know, and so I have to think about like, to me, there's a lot more to do in music, and if I don't like that, doesn't necessarily mean that I like everyone else won't like it or be able to emotionally connect with it, or whether that's just I don't know where I'm going with this. But suffice it to say, I think there's a lot out there. There's a lot more out there. I think that music will always be changing the way that it connects to people emotionally, relationally, right? There's always going to be experimental stuff that I think is more intellectual than emotional, right? I think a lot about contemporary music, and I won't get into that, and atonal music, because personally it doesn't vibe with me, and I don't think it vibes like deeply with many people. It's an interesting pursuit. I'll give them that. But you know, what am I gonna say? But I think coming back to classical, right? Classical music theory, classical Western music, right? There's sure a lot has been written, and probably a lot has been done, right? And sometimes, you know, even when I think about listening to Mozart in like classical structure and like sonata form and stuff like that, I'm like, dang, there's the theme, right? The structure's exactly the same. The tones change slightly. Like yesterday, I was listening to a clarinet concerto by Mozart, and it was like, yeah, it sounds very similar to like everything else that he's written, because the structure is exactly the same, but because the instrument is different, because it's a different person playing, because there's a different interpretation, because there's all these like different things that make that music unique, right? Even the environment that is being played in. I don't think you can account for all those factors and say that everything has been done in music. So I think that's what I have to say, right? That's my opinion. Anyways, who's my favorite classical composer? My favorite classical composer is Beethoven. And of music, Bach gang. I like Bach too, but I haven't played too much Bach recently. Thank you, Music by Caleb. Thank you for a long opinion. Yeah, I don't know how much of it was like actual opinion. It was just like me, like, you know, speaking off the cuff. It is an interesting topic, and you know, I feel like you get one of two sides. People are always like, or want to really like philosophically debate it, and then some people want to dismiss it and just play music. I think it's worth thinking about, you know, these sorts of things, because it not only impacts the way that you think about music, but it impacts the way that you play music, right, to a certain extent. Right? Both are certainly valid. Both are certainly valid, and to each their own in a certain way. But I like to think that, or I like when people have opinions and are well reasoned with their opinions, right? And are willing to acknowledge when they don't have the best opinion, or not have the best opinion, but don't have a fully fleshed out reasoning for their opinion. But yes, Blackberry Cosmos, happy birthday. I like that. And Axel Finn, happy birthday. Thank you too for the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Coffee has said, still many beautiful things to be said in C major, and that's very true. Beautiful things to be said and beautiful ways of saying it. I think it's you like that? You like that? You like that? Anyways, so yeah, I mean, all right. Is there a point of music conservatory? I feel like the Meeks should answer that question, because I've never been to conservatory. But I think it's just like anything else in life where you pursue higher education for it. What's your end goal, right? If you're playing piano as a hobby, then you probably don't want to spend years at conservatory doing that. But if you are passionate about learning more about the instrument and getting really good and studying how to play the instrument really well, then yeah, go for it, right? If your end goal is to be a touring artist, right, touring classical musician, well, I suppose that the more traditional route does entail conservatory, but I'm sure you could find a way, especially with social media now, to make it happen without having to go to conservatory, right? But you'll just have to think outside the box. But thinking about like teaching or like going into other things, right, perhaps conservatory would be a good call. So I would think about end goals, and I would think about where the real passion lies for the music. Just develop your technique to play covers. Covers are good. You know, I don't think that with classical music you should necessarily. I'll say this. I don't necessarily agree with the stigma around classical is like this pedestal above like covers. Okay, I'll take that with a grain of salt, right? But I mean it in the sense of like, oh, I'm only good enough to play covers. I can't play classical because I haven't been trained or whatever. I think you should just take it the same and try it out, because there are classical pieces at your level. I can guarantee it. And not only that, but you will probably find a lot of enjoyment out of playing them if you enjoy playing covers that are inspired or based off of classical music or classical music theory, you know? So yeah, I think people should check that out and give it more thought, because classical music really is something else. And also it'll probably improve or improve the, you know, arigatou gozaimasu. Improve the skill level or like the ability of people to like hear covers in a certain way too. But anyways, outside of classical music that I like listening to, or favorite new song artists I discovered recently, I listen to J-pop nowadays. You're looking to pack this here. Oh, balloon. I wield a knife in front of the camera. YouTube's gonna demonetize me real fast. Let's see. I only really listen to J-pop these days, and so new songs that I've found, I will say that I don't think I found or go out explicitly to listen to new songs. Of course, the artists that I listen to are like Lisa, because Lisa's the queen. Anyways, we have Lisa, and who do I also listen to? I listen to Minami, and I also listen to Fripside, like artists, like specifically. Otherwise, I just listen to their OPs and EDs in anime. And I think I also listen to Chiaya Fujikawa a little bit too, for a bit. Like I listened to her album that has the two Shield Hero EDs and whatever. So I'll listen to those people, but then the rest of the playlist is just like J-pop, J-rock, you know, from anime and stuff like that. Excuse me. And some Yorushika. But, yeah. I'll say I've come to deeper appreciation for the Fate, Heaven's Feel, like the Eimer songs. Like, holy crap. I don't know. After watching Heaven's Feel, I'm like, you know, still a little bit shook. It's been like a few weeks. So. And also the today's menu for the Emiya family OP, because, you know, man sometimes just wants to be happy. You good, bro?
I threw away the lid.
You threw away the lid? Bro. That's what I figured the moment I saw you just like standing there. Well, I guess we'll figure it out later. Conservatory allows you to immerse yourself in music. Is right. Oh yes, I will say that that's a very good one. Good reason to go to Conservatory, right? Is community. You know, I think it is very helpful to have a group of like-minded people who all want to do the same thing as you. Right, there's a difference. Excuse me. Whoa, there's a difference between people who want to do the same thing as you and are competitive about it, and then people want to do the same thing as you, but then see the world not as like this sort of like how do I say? I think in business people call it like a scarcity mindset versus abundance mindset, and there's merit to both, right? You can't only think that there's like more and more demand for everything, but there's also probably in a lot of cases a little bit more demand, a lot more abundance than you think. And so people with that sort of mindset who's like, I don't have to beat you, we can do this together, right? Those are people that you can surround yourself with, especially in this sort of group, right? I'm very grateful for Discord, for the fact that I can like meet with other Annie pianists and talk about things like Halsey, Meeks Duo, some of you guys who are in chat right now, all these things, right? And talk about how to play and like growing on YouTube and stuff like that. But that takes you up to a certain level. And there are lots of really great musicians out there who want to pursue this in a different way that you get to meet at Conservatory. And that's the same for college and university and stuff like that. When you're looking to get into research, when you're looking to like do certain things, surrounding yourself with like-minded people is very beneficial in a lot of ways, because you'll see things differently and then you'll also push each other to see things differently and expand your mindset on how to then go and accomplish things. Like there's a reason why, like I know a lot of you, right, think that I'm very good at piano, which may or may not be true depending on who you ask. But for most of the things that I play, I do consult on like with a few other people who are either music majors or have played very well or played for a while on what they think of my interpretation or what they think of, you know, what I'm doing. Like I don't doubt my technique anymore at the moment, especially for the things that I'm playing, but like maybe one day I'll play something that's like too difficult for me, you know, because that stuff like that is still out there and I'm not ashamed to admit it, right? I'm not the greatest pianist ever, although I saw one comment on one of my recent videos about like how I should be in the Chopin competition, and I'm like, I don't think I'm cut out for that. Anyways, but it's like, you know, you get those sort of different like mindsets, those different sorts of points of view that really helps expand how you see things, right? Help you be open-minded. I think there's good things to be like firm on, and there are good things to be open-minded with. And being open-minded, being firm on things while being respectful of other opinions is something that good open-mindedness will teach you. As I've learned in my mere 22 years of living, such a boomer. No, I'm kidding, but. Going through levels and preparing you for competitions or auditions, well, then that's your jurisdiction. It's like, what do you want to do, right? Again, do I think music theory is a necessity today? And also, I should say thanks for the birthday wishes from Alexis. And, yes, just Alexis. Anyways. Anyways, we'll keep going. Do I think music theory is a necessity today? And to what extent? And what are you talking about specifically, right? For playing the piano or playing any instrument, I don't think it's ever necessarily been a necessity, but like it definitely helps, right? And I'll say this, the thing that my music theory teacher said last year, professor said last year, which I think was a very even-handed way of looking at it. It's like the way that the piece is written, and this is a rough paraphrase, so I'm like butchering her better words, but the way the piece is written, the way that it's structured, the way that, you know, it moves, it's the composer's way of speaking. Now, this is always the question, right? Like when I'm interpreting classical music or even any sort of music in general, how much of the composer's original intent do I want to like seek out and play, and how much of my like own sort of like feelings about the piece or that's evoked by the piece do I want to express and play, right? Or like, is there really even a true like give and take there, or is there a way that it combines into something that's greater than the sum of its parts, right? And actually, this was a question that I was asking one of my friends who listens to my playing, because she's a music major, and I've talked about her before, but she's taking like a graduate class on like the history of Chopin, and so I was asking her about like yesterday, like if she felt that like reading his letters and like learning more about like who he was, right, his personality, the way that his like hands are like shaped and how he was like frail and like all these things, like whether or not she felt like that should or should not like change the way you interpret. And her response was like, well, Chopin wanted to paint a picture that the audience would then have to complete, so, and that was like a super ambiguous answer, so I don't think there's like a right or wrong, right? But there's a certain degree of respect that I will say for myself that I want to pay towards the composer, and I think their composer's message is always very interesting, and not only is beautiful and deserves to be played, but also enhances mine in a way that goes beyond, right, what I would originally feel the music to be, right? Like I'll say for Mozart's sonata in A minor that I just posted this past week, again, excuse me while I take a sip, Henley's preface, Henley Verlag's preface to that piece is like, and also reading some other like brief articles, again, not like super scholarly aside from the Henley Verlag, because you know Henley Verlag, you know, there's no clear like correlation between him writing the piece and his mother's death, right? It's not like the piece could have been started before, could have been written before, it was just around the same time, right? And we don't know, but it's not difficult to imagine some of that, right? And to see how that would at least color the piece. and then change the way that some of the feelings are, right? And again, Henley Verlag, I think, gives a very good reason for this. It's not just like a snobby, like, oh, well, we just, you don't know, so how dare you interpret it this way. But the editors were like, no, because we don't want to restrict the interpretive range just to him being sad about his mom or like upset, right? There's perhaps even more. Maybe he's being pensive at certain parts, or maybe he's like feeling a certain way. And this certainly can color it, but it doesn't necessarily dictate the entirety of the piece, right? And so therefore it doesn't pigeonhole your interpretation, right? So your interpretation has to somehow builds off of the composers, and I don't know. Music theory, coming back to the question, kind of gets us to that. Now, that was a really long discussion on playing in music theory, or interpreting and like hearing the composer's voice or whatever through, and the corollary is like through music theory. We understand that. And again, that's because that's my field of expertise, right? Playing. But I suppose if we go into like talking about production, talking about like composition, all these things, music theory, just like anything else, again, coming from someone who has not studied music theory extensively, who has only recently begun looking at like forms, classical forms, and like not even read that much on counterpoint yet, right? But to me, it seems like everything in music theory, if you want to go into those things, or most things, a lot of those things are just more tools in the toolkit for you to use when you want to go and do those things, and also a deeper understanding of what you're doing, so that you can not only do it because it sounds good, but do it and be a little bit more intentional about it, right? I think it's a very bad analogy, but it's almost like doing math. Plugging and chugging, right? We've all been there, right? I still do that, right? No cap, for a lot of my physics classes, or my one physics class that I'm in right now. You just see the problem and you're like plug and chug, right? You do it. Is that versus being able to understand the concept well enough that you can then take it and apply it somewhere else, right? I don't know if you guys have seen Eddie Wu, his channel. I don't really watch him, but he's a math teacher, I think, in the UK. And he posts YouTube videos explaining different things, like why zero, or like anything to the power of like 0 is like 1 or whatever. But one of the things I remember him saying is like, if you understand math, it's not only you can do the problems that are shown to you in class or like whatever, but you can extrapolate and then like apply it to other things, right? And I think a deep understanding of any topic allows you to go and do that, right? To then not only like I suppose with music theory is like not only, or like certain other things, is not only applying it elsewhere and seeing it in different situations, but also understand and like reason through things, right, in a different way. So anyways, that was a long long response. I beg you is so good. I beg you is like interest. It just feels like, dang, like it's different, and I like how it makes Lost Butterfly feel. Anyways, Watted talks. Watted talks. Fate watch order was too confusing, so you didn't watch it. I think Fate for me, I just watched Fate 0, and then I watched Unlimited Blade Works, and then I watched Heaven's Feel. That was it, right? I'm actually working slowly on the Studio Dean one, so the Fate route, their first route. And I'm also working on the Magical Girl one with Ilya, just because, Ilya. I actually got my first anime shirt, and it's Ilya saying, "Get them, Berserker." If you're in my Discord, you'll have seen the pics, so join my Discord. Anyways, let me quick go through chat, like the few chat messages, and then I'll keep responding. Happy birthday, Justin James. Thank you for your birthday wishes. I appreciate you, man. Yes, bye Meeks Duo. Thanks for stopping by, Sky and Claire. I really appreciate you guys, and hopefully we can sit down for a chat sometime soon, because it's been a hot sec. I miss you guys. Just Libra things. No, I'm kidding. Sunheath, I hope I pronounced it correctly. Thank you for your birthday wishes. I appreciate that. But anyways, I'll continue responding to some of the things. Thoughts on the ongoing Chopin competition? I'm excited to listen to it, but I don't think I'll sit down and listen to it in one fell swoop, or even a lot of it in one fell swoop. I think the chat is toxic. that's what like almost deters me a little bit from like turning on those videos. But I also want to I don't. Okay, so this is real talk, right? Like sometimes, and you've probably heard other YouTubers say this. Sometimes everything when you're a YouTuber, in a sense, can be turned into content. And so for me, there are things that I want to do for myself and for my own enjoyment, but some things that I can see being turned into content, and some things that I definitely want to do as content. I don't know how much of the Chopin competition I want to make into content. Not because I just want views, but I think that it'll be genuinely interesting for you to see my first reaction, like with my previous Chopin competition reaction video. But like also, like at some point I will listen to things right by myself. But what do I have to say? My thoughts. I think they play a very high level. But I actually saw a tone-based video with the only American winner of the international Chopin competition. I forget his name, but like from several years back. And he's like, yeah, even I can't sit through my most enjoyable activity is not sitting through hours and hours of Chopin. Like I love Chopin, but and I'm like, yeah, I kind of feel, sometimes you need to mix things up a little. But Chopin is very interesting, and I will definitely be listening. And those are my thoughts. I don't particularly care who wins. I do like Katine, but like I feel like here's the thing, right? This is the fascinating thing about YouTube, and this is the fascinating thing about like social media. And thank you for the donation, Rodana. I really appreciate this. You didn't say it before, but happy birthday. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Longtime supporter of the channel, and I really appreciate everything that you do. And your presence on Discord. So thank you. Thank you, Rodana. But what was I saying? Chopin competition. No, I completely lost my train of thought. Oh no. No, that's okay. But yeah, it'll be interesting, right? It'll be interesting because there's a lot to be said, and there's a lot of pressure on these. Oh, I was talking about Katine. Yeah, there's a lot to be said, and there's a lot of interesting music to be made. But I think what's interesting is that Katine is a very good example of like how the social media presence. Sorry, I feel like the music has been too loud this whole time. Y'all should have told me. Social media presence is like super helpful and super important for like doing well at things. And like in a certain sense, because he has a social media presence, he doesn't necessarily like, I know some people use competitions, right, as a springboard for a career. Like you don't necessarily need to win, but you want a competition to get you exposure. He doesn't need that, right? So he plays with a lot of pressure, undoubtedly, right? And you can kind of see that. You don't really hear, you hear him. I feel like a team does well with like that sort of pressure, right? Some people do better with that, with pressure when performing. Some people do worse. I feel like I always do worse. I'm one of the unlucky ones, which is why I didn't want to go into piano in high school, because I was like, I don't want to perform and compete, because I feel like that just like drains me. I don't get that much energy on. I do get energy on stage, right? Don't get me wrong. That's why I love playing live streams, and that's why I want to do like live performances sometime in the future again. But like, it's not something that I want to always be doing, but yeah, but he has the pressure of people watching him, but he doesn't have the pressure of needing to do well to build an audience, right? And that's interesting. So I think that's kind of encouraging in his own way as well. Anyways, I'm definitely up there. Thank you, I appreciate that. I do like the fact that I shouldn't say I like the fact, but I enjoy the way that I think about music because I'm me. What a narcissistic thing to say. But I like how when I listen to my recordings or the way that I play, it's not completely different from other recordings out there, right? Because I don't think that I go out of my way to like be really, really out there or radical with my interpretations, but it definitely does sound like me, right? And I like that. I guess that especially comes through in anime because it's a very untapped sort of like market, but like, it's interesting when it comes to classical too, because like even listening to Mozart, listening to my Ballade, listening to some of my etudes too, it's like different, right? It's different, and I'm very glad and happy that my teacher, right? Again, I attribute all this to my teacher, gave me the ability and skill set to do that. But yeah, anyways, we're gonna keep going. I keep answering questions and taking forever. The other ability to play Winter Wind, I suppose. I don't know. You tell me. I feel like that's your judgment of me. if I make a statement about how good I am, there's always going to be someone who can say like, or someone who will say, as they do on my Unravel reaction video or review video, oh, you're not as good, you're not that good. It's like, I don't care, right? I just want to play what I want to play. And if I can do it, and you like the way that I do it, then that's good for me, right? And you're happy because you got something interesting to listen to as well. If I can't do it, I don't know. I don't particularly care. Anyways, need music theory to be a musician? No. And I think my answer to the previous question is relevant to that. Jokey to Joker. Music is the language, music theory is the grammar. That's a good way of putting it. I like that. Do you think anyone can play any piece they want as long as they work hard on it for a long time? To a certain extent. I think, and here, let me respond to some birthday wishes first, and I'll answer their question. Continue story to past. Let's go. You'll be back if I'm still alive. Thank you, Jameen. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. And Fuji Kim, thank you for the birthday wishes. I appreciate that as well. All right, what was the question? Do I think anyone can play anything? Okay, I think in short, no. But I'll caveat it by saying that there's a lot that people can accomplish by doing that. First off, I think one of the things that there's a certain, it's almost like in lifting, in powerlifting, and in bodybuilding, people like to blame genetics, right? Because it's like, oh, I'm just not genetic, like my genetics are bad, so I can't get that strong, or I can't get that big with that sort of effort, like if only I was yada yada, right? Genetics, and the reason why I bring that up is because most of the time when people blame genetics in bodybuilding and in powerlifting, it's as an excuse, right? Because they're not putting in the work, they're not like tracking their macros as they ought to, they're not working out as hard as they should in the gym. When people blame genetics, so like hand span and ability to reach in piano, most of the time, I would say a lot of the time, it's like very similar, a very similar sentiment, which is why I would say that on one hand, I think that people can accomplish a lot more than they think that they can, right? Both interpretively and technically, right? Especially if you play a certain piece at one level, then you let it sit for a while. Maybe it was a little bit too difficult interpretively, especially, and then you come back in like, you know, a few months once you've gotten better, more mature, right? As teachers like to say, you're not mature enough to play this yet. Well, I think you can start the piece, right? And then you let it sit in the simmers and then it gets better, right? But to a certain extent, there is a genetic limitation, like a hand size limitation and like how your hands are shaped, whatever. There are certain things that I will never be able to play as quickly as someone else or as well as someone else simply because of how my hands are, right? And that goes for the same for anyone else, right, who plays the piano. There are certain things that you'll be better at and certain things that you won't be quite as good at, right? Can you overcome those limitations? Definitely, right? But if somebody else doesn't have those same limitations and they're doing the exact same thing, then you're overcoming, they are already, you know, far beyond. So then that comes back to the original question, right? Because this is a sobering reality. You will never be the best at any one thing or really able to achieve everything that you necessarily want to if your standards are like all the way up here, right? That comes back to the question of why are you playing the piano more so than, you know, just like, can I do everything that I want, right? And that's why, again, WattKeys, here on WattKeys, I spend a lot of time trying to convince you that music is for communication and that we should find joy and like a lot of love and passion for communicating with one another, and that should be the thing that we're seeking to do first and foremost, as opposed to just playing hard things or like, you know, checking off more pieces that we've done, because that's a much more worthwhile goal, right? If you can, like, for example, if I played like Winter Wind at like, you know, I don't know what the given BPM is, but like several clicks slower than what is conventional, right? There's a conventional like tempo that people play Winter Wind at, or they like are around that. If I play it significantly slower because my hands can't take it, right? Or because I want to like express a certain thing, or I want to do certain things with the piece, right? I'm not winning a competition with that. But if my goal is to say something to an audience, again, this comes back to a composer's intent, whatever, right? But if my goal is to say something to an audience, then I can still very much so succeed at doing that. So that's what I have to say. Tiru in the chat. Eddie is the GOAT. Yes, applies to computer science. I'm quite a bit behind on my clearly on the on the chat. Have I seen all 3 Heaven's Feel movies? I have. Jokey the Joker is currently not in chat, but if he comes back, I have seen all 3 Heaven's Feel movies, and I'm still shook, even though it's been like 2-3 weeks. It's normal for physics freshmen to not fully understand calculus and linear algebra. Yes, because like there's a lot of linear algebra stuff and like ODE, like first order differential equations and like second order partial differential equations stuff that I like learned and currently don't remember, and I'll have to relearn. So, but you know, I understood it at some point well enough to pass, and at some point I will, in the future, I will understand it well enough to apply it when I need to. Oh, happy birthday from Fanchen. Thanks, Fanchen. Thanks for showing up. And Shivy C, thank you. Really great perspective. Make the most of what we've got. Yes, in a very real sense, Jermaine. I do think so, right? Because it's like, again, I think goals are like everything. Especially when it comes to art. Art is so subjective. How can you say I want to be the best at one thing? Because there's no way to say you're the best except like with an objective measure, which is like I can play faster than everyone else. But I mean, if you want to play fast, I can set a computer to play faster than you, right? If that's your only goal. So it's like, you know, what makes music music? What makes music human, right? And something that's like able to be a deep passion of someone. It's the communication, it's the storytelling, it's like all these other things that like play into it, right? That gives, I think, it meaning and beauty beyond just the notes. And we've talked about that before on this channel, so go watch those videos. Who's a pianist? What makes a musician? What is musicality? Anyways. All right. What's next? To hear your opinion on this, for one of my covers in November, I plan on making an animatic that's in sync with the cover. What's the opinion that I'm getting? I say go for it. Anyways, I'll keep going. How old am I? I am 22. So it's like, you know, when you turn 21, you feel old in the States, excuse me, because it's like the legal age. You feel older. And you're like, yeah, but you're like, I'm a full adult for the first time. 22, you're like, wow, I'm reaching boomer territory. So especially since most of my audience are like, YouTube demographics tells me that y'all are pretty young. So like in high school, and stuff like that, high school and early college. So I feel like a wizened old man talking to you guys, speaking down. No, I'm kidding. Maybe that just gives me more credibility. Maybe that does. So. Thank you for the birthday wishes, LXR. Appreciate it. Keep it going online for us all. We'll keep going. Well, again, it's like I intend to do this for at least a year afterwards, after I graduate, and we'll keep doing it now as well. But we'll see. We need to figure out how to make this really sustainable. Yeah. I won't name any sponsors because I don't have a sponsor and I don't give out shoutouts for free, but maybe we'll get some soon. I'll do my best. Hopefully. Anyways, computer could play faster than a person, but no computer can match emotions. That's very true. And I think that's what makes it like very, very human. You can even program a computer after some like machine learning to like play with certain like inflections or like whatever. Excuse me. But there's always going to be something about like watching a person play live. There's always going to be something about like hearing an acoustic instrument, and something about like, you know, whatever that allows you to really connect in an interesting way. I guess this is almost becoming philosophical, and I'm not a philosophy major, nor am I like qualified to speak on this because I haven't necessarily thought too much about it. I just want to make music. But like all these things, like at some point, maybe someone will be able to figure out how to like put it into code or have a computer learn how to do it and replicate human playing perfectly. But because the goal is not necessarily to play the best or play the best a certain way, but rather to communicate, that means nothing to me, right? I'll always have more things to tell you guys through my music, through my whatever. Right, and if a computer can like match what I'm doing, well, that's fine, right? Because I still want to talk, right? I still want to talk. So, But if your goal is to play perfectly a certain way, or to be the best foremost interpreter of Mozart, or like whatever, right, or like play this or that, then I mean, what happens when someone's better than you, right? What happens when something is better than you, right? It's almost like yeah, I don't know. It's almost like thinking about Evangelion, right? For people who've seen it, right, the original one. I haven't seen the remakes or rebuilds, excuse me. But like you'll like a lot of the characters, some of the characters deal with this question, and you see what happens. I think that's a very interesting portrayal of these sorts of things. But anyways, no spoilers. Don't call you a boomer. My bad, hobby. My bad. Powerlifting boomer. That's right. I think it's possible to develop arranging when your playing isn't that good. This is an interesting question. So here, let me say this. We love Chopin. Chopin's etudes and some of his ballades, some of his like harder pieces, a lot of his pieces we hold in very high regard. Was very technically difficult and like very challenging and almost like groundbreaking for the time. But as again, my friend was saying yesterday, we were discussing. Apparently, when Chopin passed away, right when he died, they made a mold of his hand, and so now there's like lots of replicas of that mold. So here at our school, apparently there's one of them. So she got to see his hand, a mold of his hand, and even apparently reading letters and like anything about Chopin, the man was sickly, right? He was physically weak. His hands were small, like his hands were skinny, right? Fingers were skinny, like he frail person. He could not play the things that he wrote at least the way that we play them today, right? That's the conclusion, and that's what the I forget his name, but like the guy, the only American who won the international Chopin competition on tone bass was talking about. He's like, dude, like everybody who's on stage competing with Chopin at this competition has a like more robust physique than Chopin, right? And like even Chopin listening to Litz play some of his stuff for the first time, he's like, what the, like Nani? Because he couldn't do it, right? He just couldn't do it. So, do I think it's possible to develop arranging when your playing isn't that good? Absolutely, right? I think being able to play well helps, right? Again, okay, that wasn't to say, Chopin was bad at playing, right? Whatever. Right, but like there's a certain limitation or like certain things that we all have, right? But we can work around those, and it takes almost like an understanding of like those a deep understanding, right? You can get that understanding via intellectualism, via like talking to other people who are involved in it, via lots of listening, right? Of how certain things work, and then you could use that to develop your arranging, to develop your composition. Right, and then also, of course, music theory, right? This is when music theory is a very good tool as well, right? So, the way that I go about arranging, because I can play pretty well, and because I've been playing for so long, I have a pretty developed ear for what sounds good and bad most of the time, right? It's quite inefficient, right? Because I'm not good at improv at all, but I can sit down and finagle, and typically what I end up with will sound pretty good. I mean, if you've listened to some of this stuff that I've written, especially in like Discord, excuse me, because that's where I play them before I record them. Like it doesn't sound that bad, I don't think. Even though, like for example, the Parasite arrangement was the first arrangement that I've ever done, like literally the first time I've ever written anything like all the way through based on an original song, or like another song. And it sounds like pretty decent. Like even the Shield Hero one sounds pretty decent, But that's from my playing experience, and that's from having developed my ear. And you have people have different ways to get there, right? People have different ways to get there, and you have to find what works for you. And then the best part, incorporate others, so that you can expand the way that you think about it. Anyways, you're definitely not 14. Thanks for the birthday wish. Enough music, I appreciate it. It's the biggest roadblock for you for not keeping it semi-sustainable. I'm going to assume that question is with regards to the channel. And oh yes, hold on. Let me read some more, skim some more. Xiaotong, thanks for stopping by, and thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. Wow, it must be late for all my Asia friends. Thank you for taking the time. I do really appreciate it. Andrea, hope you like the balloons in the card. Thank you for dropping off balloons in the card. I've never read the card yet because I got up and turned on the stream. And I had to move many of your balloons in order to clear space on the table to make coffee. But I greatly appreciate that. Calico, wow, all the friends are showing up. All good, that's okay. But thanks for the birthday wishes, and yeah, wow, dang, y'all make me, like, again, seeing people from all around the world is crazy. And again, like, Calico has a big channel, and we talk about musicality once for like 3 hours. What the heck? To what do I owe this great pleasure? I don't know. But anyways, let me continue answering the question. What's the biggest roadblock for me? I'm assuming with regards to the channel, it is definitely financial, because this is not going to be like, if I have to, at the moment it's doable because I'm a college student, right? And I can live at home, and you know, whatever, this whole living situation at school. But like once I'm not a college student, I have to pay rent and pay for my own stuff. That might become a little bit more difficult. So is monetizing in a way that's sustainable for my audience, right? Because y'all, again, are young, but it's also monetizing in a way that's sustainable for me. Whether that's like teaching or like getting sponsorships, which is something that I'm looking into, that I have been looking into, and other stuff like that. But we'll figure it out, hopefully, because I want to make this happen. Yes. I spoke with a friend who works with AI and told me he doesn't believe computers will replace humans anytime soon. They only exceed in simple tasks. Well, you are the computer science person. I live with a computer science guy too, so he's all about that blockchain life. Am I right or am I right? Okay. Yo, okay, hot take. Do you think AI computers are gonna take over the world?
I don't know.
Is machine learning the future?
Yeah, probably something like that.
You think computers are gonna replace music?
Ooh.
Humans in music making?
I think more computers will make music, and more people will like it.
More people will like it. So it's like, it's weird because like, you know, like to a casual observer, I think Tuset did a video on this where it's like a computer AI finished like Sibelius's or like unfinished sonata or concerto or something, right? And I think to me, who doesn't listen to a lot of Sibelius, right, I wouldn't notice the difference if I like had it casually in the background, right? So it's like weird. To a certain extent, it's already happened.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So it's just like extending that, and like doing that for an entire song, just
for an entire song
by itself.
Yeah.
And that's eventually gonna happen, I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because right, machine learning is like taking data sets and then combing through them and then like replicating something, right? And like when you look at like certain like composers, like it's very formulaic in the way that they make things. So a computer could easily like replicate that.
Yeah. Totally.
And none would be the wiser. But then playing, I think, is a big question, right?
That is a big question, but it's like, could you replicate the dynamics and like the subtle pauses and stuff of playing?
Yeah.
And perhaps it could. Perhaps a robot could.
Like if
at least indistinguishably, you know.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you could take a data set of like every Moonlight Sonata ever that's been played, and then you could like, I suppose, like weigh certain things a certain way, and then you could replicate a performance or create a unique performance, right? That's like a weird average of like all of them.
Yeah.
Dang, are you making this? Are you making this? Yo, the next WattKeys video is a deep fake of me playing Chopin. Anyways, thank you for your expert opinion. Roommate, are you watching yourself say this on camera? Is you're watching the stream?
It's weird because it's like delayed too.
Yeah,
so, like,
yeah.
a few times I like waited until like
until you heard yourself speak.
Yeah.
You little. Anyways, I will carry on. we'll go for like 10-15 more minutes. I haven't watched Evangelion, but would you compare it to like in how good it is as an anime? The ending is awful, so I would compare it to Splice and Wolf, where the show was like fun, but then like, no, I'm kidding. I haven't watched many other mecha animes, so I don't know what to compare it to, but it is definitely more psychological than just like a mech anime. So off the top of my head, I can't really. Maybe Parasite, because Parasite asks like some interesting questions towards the end. That's like the build up of it, right? At the beginning, it's just like, you know, oh my gosh, aliens, and then like at the end, it's like, but, and if you know, you know. While still, oh my gosh, alien, you know, like, what are these parasites? Anyways, so maybe a bit like this. Where he said hi to Xiaotong. Thanks for stopping by. Wow, Singapore. Continuing on, live electronics are an interesting attempt. We used to, yeah, even if computers lag our human, I think again, right? I would say that we should take these things, in my opinion, right? Again, this is just my opinion, not authoritative by any means. And I don't think you can be authoritative for real. Or if we're being honest, Manuel, thank you for the birthday wish. It's been a hot sec since these chats have come through because I'm just talking so much. I need to say hi to more people. Anyways, we'll continue. Yes, that's unoriginal, but I feel like so Fan-chan, like, to that, does anything really come like completely originally, right? Like, we're all a product of the things that we listen to, and I feel like in order to really test this, you would have to raise like a child in isolation without music or whatever, and that's just inhumane and probably never going to happen. Neither do I want it to happen, but it's like, you know, everything that we think is good, everything that we write or a composer would write is unoriginal in a sense. I'm not getting into a philosophical debate about whether everything is like predetermined or not, because that's a conversation that I'll have one-on-one with people, and not on stream. But you know, but to a certain extent, nothing really is original. It's just a better or like a unique agglomeration. I'm malapropisms everywhere. Unique conglomeration of everything that's been experienced, and so I don't know, but I'm no ethics major or philosopher. We have to ask Tiffany Poon for that. Man, if Tiffany Poon showed up in my stream, that would be crazy. Okay, what was the? Yes, again, to your earlier comment, Fan-chan, I think most of these things, if we take these things as like whatchamacallit, points for reflection and for learning, then it's great, right? But we take it as an end-all be-all again for like, oh wow, performance, whatever, then that's when it gets a little bit like dangerous for us. Dare I say, even unhelpful. My coffee is now very room temperature, but that's okay. I still like the taste. All right, have I played Beethoven's Appassionata? Nope. Maybe one day. I'm working very slowly at the moment because I'm, you know, in my dorm, and stuff like that. But like, you know, it's weird not having the, you know, complete tactile feel of a piano. So I don't really want to work on things very quickly. So this month I've just been working on one etude very slowly. Then we'll get onto like an Animen's piece, an arrangement, and then we'll get onto the Ballade number 4. It's, you know, taking things easy before we kick things up a notch again, because this summer I really grinded some things, and I think I'll take a look at. I want to finish the Pathétique Sonata because I only played the first movement, and I want to finish the Mozart Sonata, and start getting ready for next year's Mozart, because Mozart. Anyways, yes, continuing on. Ben, thank you for birthday wishes. Again, sorry I'm getting to these very late, because I'm answering questions, but I love talking, evidently. Thanks for birthday wishes, Fruit. I appreciate that. Thanks for being a mainstay on this channel, and good luck with school and all that. Come back and teach me how to play Ballade one day. It is late. Y'all should go to sleep. No. Imagine producing family-friendly content. Companies with sponsor. Sure. What do I think about buying used instruments online? If you can go check them out beforehand, then go for it, right? But like I feel like buying like something as delicate as this without being able to hear samples or like even feel the instrument is like kind of tough. Elijah R, happy birthday. Thank you for the $5 donation, my man's. I see how it is. Okay. As we feel inferior to many other anime pianists because my right hand mainly octave single notes and easy stuff. Your wrist, left hand has a good but not enough range of techniques. And just like, with stuff like that, you just slowly, like, don't just, you can keep writing your own arrangements, but try like different things and then see how it gets like bigger and more out there, right? Play other people's arrangements and start with like some, I think they're like, when I play Mozart or Bach, and I listen to it, I'm like, there's no way this goes into an anime piece, right? It just, like, classical Baroque music just doesn't sound like our conception of, like, music sometimes. But, like, those sorts of styles of playing do every once in a while sneak its way in and can add for some pizzazz in the way that you play or your arrangements and stuff like that. So, something to think about. 3 a.m. Australian game. Who's this voice of God? Roommate reveal at 100k subs. That's the thing. Well, it could be neither. Yes. Interesting take on originality. Thank you, Fan Chen. It's just a thought again, right? It's from my personal experience. It's not like anything that's like too. Again, I'm speaking mostly off the cuff. Tiffany Poon popped up in the stream chat. That would be crazy. I wouldn't cry, but I would be like, yo. Anyways. I look like I'm locked up in a baby room. This is my dorm, my man's. Alright. I'll go ask Tiffany Poon at a live concert in December. Oh, let's go, Javi, let's go. It's first time. Won't sleep. Happy 23rd, happy 23rd birthday. Happy birthday, Sandman23. Thank you, I appreciate the birthday wishes. I think harpsichord is portrayed in an academic setting a lot in video games. I think so too. Maybe perhaps for better or for worse, but the harpsichord just evokes like Baroque feelings, for lack of a better term. And people view that as more academic because they think Bach is just music theory. Action Adam, I'll cry for you. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for having my back. But wow, I finally caught up to stream chat. It's crazy. I am not just like talking. Watt's cousin? What the? Anyways. Whew. I'll finally take a break and drink a little bit more water to alleviate my now rapidly drying throat. But yes, and we're almost done the coffee. Typically I drink I like AeroPress for like when I'm making 1 cup, but like when making 2 cups, the dilution just doesn't taste as good, like the Americano style. Anyways, part 2 electric boogaloo. Dang, the boogaloo style dance from like West Coast. I've been like thinking maybe I should get back into like watching some of those things, like hip hop dancing and maybe trying to break dance again. Anyways. Any Giga Chat adventures on the agenda? Plans for this evening, just one, hanging out with friends, getting Korean fried chicken. So that's the current itinerary, Korean fried chicken, because I'm feeding for some Korean fried chicken. Ah man, but maybe we'll play some piano, maybe we'll hang out a little, enjoy some beverages together, because I am quickly becoming like, just like how I'm like super into coffee now, I'm becoming more and more into beer, like in a interesting, like, I don't want to say snobby way, but like in a, like, I like tasting different beers and like seeing how they play out. But yes, hopefully I don't get demonetized for saying that. Ski biru des? Is that proper grammar? Can someone confirm? Yeah, anyways, confirm or deny. First, garlic bread, Korean fried chicken. Keep hungry as I watch this stream. That's the part of a mukbang, right? Right? We're not like supposed to eat with and chat with. But happy birthday, BTW. I think you actually said that. Thank you for the birthday wishes, Adam. I don't remember if you said that because many people have said that so far. VQ Chu. Sorry for butchering your name, but thank you for the birthday wishes, and I'm glad you enjoyed the fan chat video and some of my older content. I hope that it's helpful to you, right, or at least interesting. So, yes, grand, never. I respect my grand too much to do something like that, but yeah. Ugh. Whoa, yeah, we're having a good time. Watt friends. We have so many Watt friends. We have Watt friends, Watt foos, you know, Wattamoto, what's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another live stream of me drinking coffee, eating, talking to y'all, because it's been a hot sec. Anyways, definitely interesting and helpful. I'm glad. It's crazy to me, right, to think about like, there's so many other piano channels out there, and there are piano channels that teach tutorials, there are piano channels, whatever. They're bigger than mine, but that get less views than me, right? Or that have been around for much longer before getting to this size, and like people play, and it's honestly, I don't mean this in like the wow, look at me, I'm so cool, right? But it's just crazy. It blows my mind, right? I think there's always like two reactions to like success, and I don't mean to keep like patting myself on the back. It's like the Obama meme where he's like handing himself the medal, right? But it's like you can like, some people get inflated, right? Their ego goes up, but like I think the better response is like just humility, right? Like humbled that people care about what I have to say and that find me interesting, and it's honestly humbling to when people are like, you know, my stuff is like inspirational in a sense, right? Or like my stuff is what gets you back into piano or keeps you going, or like I am one of your favorite YouTubers, which is crazy because I didn't start off trying to be this. And thanks for stopping by, and thank you for the birthday wishes. I really appreciate it. Official cover of Baka Mitai on Spotify. What? Who knows? That does remind me, we do have music on Spotify and Apple Music. Oh, and this like rotator, like doesn't rotate. What? It's supposed to say other things. Whatever. At least it's on a good one. So, yes, Spotify and Apple Music. Look at him, he's so cool. What the? I'm not cool. I'm just a weeb who plays classical piano and teaches every once in a while. Or is looking to teach a little bit more. If it wasn't for my channel, your fingers would probably still be collapsing by now. But I'm glad your fingers aren't collapsing no more. Because you can play better. And play faster. Yeah. Anyways. Yeah, I don't know, man. Also, I will say, never in my life did I think that I would be live streaming on my birthday. This is a fun way to spend the first part of my birthday celebration, just like with people all over the world, which is crazy, kind of crazy, you know. Like for me, like my life is like quite local because I've always grown up, and now I go to school in like the same area that I grew up in, or like within an hour, like radius by drive. And so I've met people like internationally and from all over the country, from like different places, because that's the nature of college. But like, you know, not like this internationally, right? Where like the audience internationally, you know, and y'all talk to me on Discord, which is crazy. Watch Plastic Memories. It's like a future version of Country. The OPs. So let's see. Interesting. I will watch Plastic Memories at some point. I heard it wasn't the greatest, but like it's like interesting, right? So maybe we'll get to it. But any international love proclamations from my viewers besides yours, of course? Unfortunately not. That's why I'm still single. No, I'm kidding. But that's the Discord meme. Again, Mans does everything. I guess even talk to stream chat for like hour and a half, 2 hours sometimes, 3 hours sometimes 8 hours. Still single. It's somebody said in my Discord, as Hachiman would say, girls just have no, I'm kidding. Anyways. Beautiful side of the internet. That's but yeah, we prefer to keep things positive and light here. What was I saying? Yes. Let's see. How are we doing? How are we doing with the stream? 18 viewers. Yeah. Go for a little bit longer. If we have any more questions, I can continue answering. If not, then we can begin closing up shop. Just because, I don't know, because why? Because then I can go and do other things too, which would be fun. There we go. Let's see if we can get this rotator working. Just cause. Yes. You're like that one friend asking those pointless questions? Kinda. But we all need that friend sometimes. You're the one, you're carrying the stream chat on your back right now, Adam, so your shoulders must hurt from carrying all that weight. Karena, hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Yeah, no problem, and thank you again for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. Beatboxing and mukbang. This content should be behind a paywall. Yeah, I was thinking of adding to my Patreon like my rants on like anime. Like, that would be kind of funny, right? Like me ranting about anime for like an hour, or like a show that I just watched on a paywall on Patreon. Maybe someday. Yeah, epic beatbox skills. Thanks for stopping by, Fan Chen. And thanks for helping my channel continue to grow because of my review on your video. I don't understand why like 2 months or like a month and a half after now it's starting to gain traction. But yeah, thanks for being a great pianist and for hanging out every once in a while too, dude. So appreciate it. What dog breed would you like to get? I feel like you're asking that question because you know that because I think I said at one point that I'm more a dog person than a cat person. I honestly don't know. So for most of my life, I would say for some of my life I was afraid of dogs, and for most of my life I've been like apathetic towards dogs. Right. I'll say I was afraid of dogs for a period of time because my mom is very afraid of dogs. Not for no reason, right? Because like she was harassed by dogs when she was a child, so like, slightly traumatized, which makes sense. Right? But then that's like sort of behavior that I learned. James, thanks for stopping by, and thank you for the birthday wishes. Appreciate it. So I don't know much about dogs, other than that, if I were to get a dog, it would be a smaller dog, and not a bigger one. So I can't answer the question of what breed I would get. Let's see. It's like Adam is an IRL Jodo. I think that's true. Star Platinum. No. Sawardo. Anyways, would you rather what would you rather get tomorrow? A love confession from a viewer or your first sponsor? Latter would be good for money to grow up, but the more brag about with the boys. Oh my gosh. I'd have to go with the first sponsor, man. We'd have to go with the first sponsor, because that would actually turn into something. Whereas the love confession would be like, bro, this kind of sus, because like I'm just a person online to all of you guys, right? I feel like you don't really feel that with like streamers, because like or like YouTubers, especially who do like this sort of variety content, because we spend so much time talking about ourselves. So you feel like you know us, all right? And to a certain extent, you do. But I don't know anything about you, and so it feels weird to get a love confession about someone who knows about me, but I don't know anything about them. If I added anime rants to my Patreon, you would probably join it. Okay, that's a good incentive. We'll see what happens. You're already a long-time supporter of Radana, so whatever happens, I'm perfectly chill with. Goodbye, NF Music. Thank you for stopping by and support Anime Girl live streamers. And not me. Come on. I thought I was best boy. No. I'll be chased by dogs in Peru, but still love them. Yeah, I suppose. But like, you know, my mother was in a worse situation. Like, always chased by dogs as a child because those were the only dogs in the village that she grew up in. So, happy birthday. Thank you, Ice Cream. Thanks for the birthday wishes. Man's still alive. Let's go. Happy birthday, Wattman. Thank you, Matt. I appreciate it. And thank you, Tricky Ricky. Thank you for the birthday wishes. And, whew, I think this is about where I'll call it, unless there are like more questions or more things to talk about. Not that I think that there are, because we've reached the end of stream chat. I feel like stream chat will like be very far ahead of me for a little bit, and I catch up, and then stream chat has nothing more to say. And it's like, and now I'm just like stalling for time, trying to gauge like whether or not to end the stream or not. But well, we'll see. We'll see. I'll give it 2 seconds. Oh, no, I'll give it 15 seconds to see if anything comes through. But yeah. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I don't. What sort of here? We'll pose a question to the stream. What sort of content do you guys enjoy the most on my channel? Right. Since you guys are here and sticking it through, you get some input into my thoughts about future videos. What do we like watching? Or what did you find my channel on, right, that you would like to see more of? Happy birthday from Rue Clever Blanca. Thank you for the birthday wishes. I greatly appreciate them. Do I watch the Chopin competition? I'm not following at the moment, but I will catch up soon. That's my response. Whether that's on stream, in my own free time, but it will happen. I guess no response on what videos people like. I guess y'all just don't like my videos. No, I'm kidding. But excuse me. Give your practice videos makes you realize fine details. Interesting. Probably Anime's review vids. I can make more practice vids. I think I have like 2 more, but they aren't like very high level like practice. Like I feel like most of the practice videos I put out so far have been like polishing. Again, it is arguable, right? Because I feel like when you're performing computing, whatever, the level that I'm practicing at should be still higher, right? Because I don't record at like the max level, right? Because that would take longer, and I don't think I need to get there before recording. But yeah. But like these other practice vlogs that I have recorded that I would need to edit are like lower level, but that's okay. Anyways, Anime's review vids, see reviews of piano playing. That's the thing. I wish I'm like Anime's review videos at the moment can only take me so far because I feel like I say the same thing over and over again because Anime's most interesting aspects are from him arranging. Not necessarily from him playing, although there's a lot to talk about when it comes to his playing, evidently, because we made so many videos on it. But like, to a certain extent, you know, like I can keep talking about the things, but I will get bored, and you will probably get bored too. So that's why we're starting getting into more of the classical playing. But we'll keep it up. We'll keep it up when he comes up with new stuff. Let me wholesomely say love. Oh my god, thank you, Adam. That's a love confession if I've ever seen one. Enjoy performances and content that helps me suck less at piano. Appreciate that. It's more fun than anime girls streams are always filled with people talking. Senpai never notices me except for a few. Senpai? Ohio? You know. Dude, that's honestly the only reason why I watch Heaven's Feel is to hear Sakura say senpai. Whoever, like Sakura saying senpai is like, you know, makes my day. Or when I'm saying Subaru-kun, you know. Anyways. Excuse me. Anyways, Unravel tier list. We'll get to Unravel tier list one day. I feel like, see, that's the thing. I don't like being super critical on this channel. I'll be like, we can be critical on like I've said this before. Excuse me. I will critique stuff that people have said that I can critique. The original person has said that I can critique. I don't like critiquing things where people have not said that I can critique. So I put something in D tier or like F tier, then that inherently feels like a criticism, right? And so I don't want to necessarily do that. But yes, we'll see. More dramatic music vids. Says my cameraman. Okay, I see how it is, Matt. You like the musicality vid? I guess incorporating different types of understanding and knowledge into that one. Yeah, I think it'll be interesting. What I want to do is like more sorts of like crossover type of videos, because you know what I feel like classical musicians are like, we're classical musicians, and then like jazz musicians are like, we're jazz musicians, right? And then like anime musicians are like, we're anime musicians. Whatever, I played a violin, I played a trumpet, I played a piano, whatever. But seeing like different perspectives, right? It's just always so fascinating. And perhaps doing like more in-depth videos, like one-on-one with people. I think, see, the problem with doing a video like that is that I like almost instinctively know that I was going to do worse, right, than all my other videos. Like, people don't click on those sorts of things because it's like very niche. But like, I think it's very edifying for the people who do watch them, right? Of course, there's ways to make it perhaps do better, right? But like, I don't know. But those are things like, you know, coming back to YouTube, and I love talking about YouTube and like strategies and stuff like that. But it's like, am I making a video to grow? Am I making a video to help you guys? Am I making a video to appease my audience, right? So it depends. Hopefully, right, what I want to foster in this channel is that you guys like my content for me to a certain extent, and also because you find my stuff interesting, so you're willing to watch a lot of things that I put out, even if they're a little bit unusual. And I guess being here on the birthday stream, watching me drink coffee, make coffee, eat garlic bread and cake, have a mukbang while I speak, is proof of that to a certain extent. So anyways, we'll continue. Watson performance, like to see me playing, practice, or performances. Yeah, we'll see. We'll keep going. You know, I feel like when you watch like channels like Katina or Tiffany Poons, or like even WattKeys, when they play stuff, or Anik's like personal channel, it's like always like top tier, right? But when I play stuff, like the Mozart was like very good, you know, and then like Dual Existence was like kind of like yeah, and then like some things are like eh, and then some things are like woo, you know, and you know, stuff like that. So I'm a little bit more all over the place because that's not my main focus. But I'm glad that even though that's the case, you still find interesting things in my playing, because I love thinking about my playing. So anyways, continuing. What's Bakumin Tai 2? No idea. Goodness. The guy in the chat just speaks English. She actually, dang, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Fancy Cod, you like your channel and have high quality content and you love it. Thank you for stopping by, dude. I hope you enjoy the stream as well, and just me chatting with people. And ufotable. Sakura. Yeah, Sakura. Senpai. Dude, the senpai compilation on YouTube, I that's what I need in my life, you know. Anyways, Jokey the Joker, you're back. I answered your questions earlier when you weren't here, so I don't know if somebody wants to, you know, whatever. What anime am I watching right now? Right now, I am working on Studio Dean's original Fate, like Fate Stay Night, and Fate, like the Prism Ilya, because I need more Ilya in my life. Yeah, nothing like too like intense, right? Because I'm like still like I'm still in a very Fate mindset, right? Like I finished Heaven's Feel and I was like, I need to rewatch all of Fate. And so I think that's what we're working on now. And then I'll watch Grand Order, and then like the Lord Eloi Meloy or whatever files or whatever, because that's a waiver, right, from Fate Zero and stuff like that. So we'll see. But anyways, I think that's where I'm gonna call it, because we're getting very close to a 2-hour mark. Any last thoughts for me? Oh, Crescendo, thank you for the birthday wishes. I greatly appreciate that. Lots of people dropping by wishing happy birthday. I really appreciate all y'all doing that. Whoa, truck outside. Yes, but all right. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate your questions, and I appreciate you keeping me company while I eat cake, garlic toast somewhat, and drink coffee. To all my Asian friends, I mean, friends who live in Asia or in that part of the world, so Australia as well. Please go to sleep because it's quite late for you. To all my friends who are, for whom it is daytime, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for spending a part of it with me. And, well, I will see you guys when I see you next. No video this week, right? We're taking this week off. Sleep is for the week, very true. Sleep is for the week, during the week. And yes, I will see you guys maybe in a week and a half for that video. So, take care, everybody. And keep practicing. And share with me your music. Share your music with me. You know, the good stuff. And join my Discord. Love you too, Matt.